I love cookies. I love cookies. I love cookies. I love cookies.
Welcome to Cookies, the world's most influential basketball podcast. Everybody knows that. Andrew Quo. It is a muggy Monday here in New York City. How is life treating you, sir?
Life is treating me excellently, man. I love this part of the year for New York City because all the suckers leave. Everyone playing around with New York City has gone to their beach houses, their rentals. But New York City has a very awesome vibe this time of year, and I'm happy to be sweating down my back, carrying heavy stuff on buses, quote-unquote free buses. I love it.
Yeah, it's funny because the threat of all these billionaires leaving New York City if there's a mayoral change. So it'll be a lot like July and August, is what you're saying.
I know. Oh, yeah. A few people I know are like, oh, I can't stand the city in July and August. I'm like, yeah, but that's like kind of the whole aura of New York City. Like I say this every year. We've been doing this pod for a long ass time. And it just reminds me of all the images of like Ari Mercopoulos and Larry Clark and Zoo York and Lafayette Street. This is the time to hang out in New York. It's wonderful.
Yes, very much takes you back to the movie Kids.
I mean, verbatim, right? Like, Kids wasn't filmed in November or December. It was filmed in the dog days.
No, Raising Victor Vargas. Yeah, there is a summer in the city element.
How to make it in America. Just pushing.
How to sell Japanese
denim.
selvage denim in New York when it's really hot out.
Yeah.
Out east, not for the real ones.
Never. And gosh, are we losing our grip on this specific New York culture? I know Lena Dunham has a new show, but it's not about like the feel of girls was. I quite love that show. Sex and the City, kind of their whole art direction changed into a different vision of the West Village, whatever you want to call it. Do we need these young photographers to continue the legacy of Nino's Pizza, Avenue A, Adult Crash, Extra Large, all that stuff? Is it dead?
Well, you make a good point, though. I wanted to revisit an earlier one of your fantastic points. Among the many fine points that you've already made within under 3 minutes.
Yeah.
You're not in summer league form. You're in finals form. You're still in playoff mode. No, but that idea of New York City culture, there is like the beautiful coat rolling around Central Park. This was part of your vision of your future. You were going to be living like Nicole Kidman in The Undoing with the magnificent jacket.
Eustace Tilley spinning a basketball on his index finger.
It's like that was the idea for growing old in New York, was autumnal as a symbolic for your life, ending with
some heavy shit,
the
bro.
Winter where you die.
Yeah,
right?
I love it. Mm-hmm.
But youthfulness, vitality, virality, all these ideas are summer in the city. It is, when you think of indie sleaze, you don't think of winter. You think of McCarran pool parties. Mm-hmm. You think of MIA. You think of the deepest V-neck you've ever seen in your life. Shutter shades.
A bicycle with a fixed gear.
But it's summer.
It's summer, and I think of Old English 40s. I think of buying small amounts of drugs illegally. I think of eating with our hands, not to foreshadow another hot topic on this perfect pod. But I fall in love with this city around this time every year in a different way. I mean, I love the fall, I love the winter, I love the spring, obviously, but this is the best. And sometimes I was thinking the other day, as it was kind of sparsely populated, relatively, as opposed to a few months ago, especially in the art world where everyone leaves to go out east or now the Hudson or up north. Not Rochester, not the land where the amazing sound bites. Everyone's a
That's the
rapper in
land.
Rochester.
That's the land where the mountain lions prowl. They slither.
That's right. Um, but yeah, it's like I was thinking in my harshest Twitter hot take mind. I was like, only suckers leave New York when it's this good.
I kind of think about the absence of that group from New York during the summer because they don't contribute to it. And you're like, right, this is another cycle of life. The people who are stuck here and aren't diving off of cliffs in Italy, who aren't
Battling
lounging
mountain lions.
around Southampton and are here doing graffiti and drinking cans of Tecate on roofs, they're creating the culture that
Tweeting
then
up a storm. Yeah.
emanates around for the rest of the calendar year. It's a cycle of rejuvenation and authenticity, Andrew.
Yeah, maybe this is like the load management for the city, where we have to build up our foundational elements that everyone comes in and pecks away and eats at and consumes for their own good.
Because there is the cliche, right, that New York begins again in fall. It's like, okay,
Yeah, right.
everyone's back from out east, everyone's back
Back to
from
school.
vacation. We can get back to adult activities
Yeah.
like making money and fashion week and art week. Okay, we're done fooling around in the summer.
Well, even the mechanics of Fashion Week and Art Week and all the weeks that happen on the same week in September, if you talk to the people who are the foundations of that, artists, designers, writers, whatever, they're like, August is shitty. I have to work so hard to get to that week. So I'll be here if you want to grab a drink.
And this is true.
I mean, this is a self-serving take, because I don't have the means to go to my house out east. But I was thinking about this because I think people recognize the room they're in, and I have different rooms now, being a father and going meeting parents and all this stuff. And occasionally I meet someone I kind of vibe with, man. It's just like there's no dating app for this, but like I see another dad from across the playground, and I'm like, that guy looks kind of cool. I hope he thinks I'm kind of cool. Maybe our kids can play. Maybe we can play. We can hang out. And the other day, one of my acquaintances in school was like, "Are you around this summer? Can we hang out?" And I'm like, "I am around this summer. We can hang out." And the other day, I believe it was Thursday, he was like, "Hey, do you want to go to the Clips record release party downtown? I'll drive us there." And
Wow.
I was like, okay, you don't know I'm kind of I don't subscribe to all the 47 elements of hip hop. Maybe just like 46 of them.
You believe in street entrepreneurship. I know that's one of your key pillars of the temple.
I believe in twins. I believe in the Lord. I believe in Def Jam Gabe, who's like our favorite dude, who's working
And
this
you've
drop.
you've always loved beatboxing as well.
I was just beatboxing before we pressed record, ironically. So he
A
was
lot of
like,
people, like our longtime listeners, don't know that our theme song is actually you beatboxing. Most people don't know this at all.
live. It's not even a recording of me beatboxing. I just do it fresh every episode, and it's perfect.
That's part of cookies lore that most people are not aware of. But
That's
anyway,
right.
anyway. So before we talk about your experience with this friend, I want to know a little bit more about how you were sort of eye fucking this new friend. Like you look across the playground, you see a guy, and you're like, I like the cut of his pants. He's older, but he's not too old. Like he might be in my social circle. Our kids are about the same age. What's the criteria that makes you want to holler?
It is a world that is super boring, so code blue me if I'm becoming too boring, because this is some dad ass talk. But I'll try to keep it general.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I'm beginning my journey into dadhood, because later on, whatever school, public, private you choose, it's kind of like a self discriminating a pool that you choose to go into. But I'm in the early stages, so we're all shell shocked. All these parents are just like, "What the hell?" And kids the same age, you hit it on that. Also, like, I realize, Ben, this may sound strange to you, someone who's done many hours of debating with me over a long ass decade, but I'm kind of weird. Not
Whoa,
many
whoa,
people.
whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
kind of
whoa.
weird. I think a lot of parents.
Only if people don't know about the beatboxing.
That's right.
I love cookies. I love cookies. I love cookies. I love cookies.